As a business owner or a manager, to keep up with all the requirements to run a business can be stressful enough, but to have one of those OSHA compliance officers come in there and start checklists and stuff that you need to keep up to par cost you thousands of dollars to even close down the business. So I'm gonna give you the top 5 violations and how to avoid them more after the intro. What's going on? This is Markie Williams and welcome to my channel, Online Certification Courses. This is the channel where you can learn a new skill set or brush up on an old one. Continuous education and improvement should always be a priority if you want to stay current in your field of work and plus get paid your worth. So enjoy the tutorial, and all the links will be down in the description below. Please make sure you like if this tutorial was informative. Please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out on any training courses you may want to pick up. Comment below as to what you'd like to get certified in, and I can send you a link personally to check out. So let's get started. The U.S. Occupational Safety and Health Administration, better known as OSHA, approaches workplace safety from many different angles, but one of the most critical and anxiety-inducing is the enforcement of its own standards with citations and fines. Since information is power, it is very important in your position to learn and understand what triggers an inspection, what kind of violations OSHA will be looking for, and what violations they most commonly issue out to companies. For a lot of small and mid-sized businesses that upper management has control of aren't really aware of OSHA violations, especially when it comes to the business side, meaning the different department, accounts payable, accounts receivable, purchasing department. That is because when we think of OSHA violations, we are thinking of warehousing, engineering, maintenance, construction sites, which isn't the case. OSHA violations are pretty much what they sound like: a violation of OSHA standards or regulations. On-site OSHA inspections happen for one of the several reasons. Imminent danger situations. If OSHA gets wind of an imminent danger that could cause death or serious harm, they'll show up mostly unannounced to conduct an on-site inspection that same day if possible. Businesses that have a usually large number of injuries and illnesses, OSHA schedules targeted inspections for business in high-risk industries that has these ongoing issues. All calls in are anonymous, so it could be an inside job, but also other government agencies, organizations, or the media can all submit their concerns about workplace safety to OSHA, which may trigger an inspection. If you already been inspected and a violation was found, you will expect to be visited again. OSHA will make a return and make sure the violations have been corrected, and punishment can become progressively harsher if they're not. Please keep in mind this is only a few mentioned, but there's much more, such as your report of fatalities or serious injuries, or a work files a safety and health complaint. If an inspector finds a standard OSHA violation, they probably issue a citation. Keep in mind, not all OSHA standard violations are created equal. Some are more serious than others. So by creating different levels or tiers for OSHA violations, the agency then can issue appropriate fines and deadlines for those violations. Again, a lot of upper management don't know the violations that are categorized according to the amount of harm that they might cause, but the employer's degree of diligence towards safety and health is also taken into account. This allows OSHA to work with employers who have exercised good faith and punish bad actors more harshly. So there are 6 categories of OSHA violations. If an OSHA inspector finds a violation that is somewhat similar to a citation issued to your organization in the last 3 years, they'll issue either a repeated or willful violation citation. Also keep in mind the previous incident doesn't have to be at the same work site, so any citation issued anywhere should result in company-wide policy change to avoid future violations. These are handed out by OSHA when an employer either knowingly violates a legal safety requirement or acts with obvious indifference to employee safety. If someone dies as a result, it's a criminal offense. If you refuse, or rather say don't fix the hazard that caused a citation by the deadline issued by OSHA, you'll get a failure to abate violation and incur a fine for each day the violation continues. Technical violations, there are the ones that don't directly impact anyone's safety or health. For example, if a ladder has 13 inches between the rung instead of 12 inches, you will be noted in your case file, but they won't earn you a citation, unlike everything else on this list. When OSHA finds a violation with a substantial probability of serious physical harm or death, OSHA may classify the violation as something else, as if you didn't or couldn't know through an exercise of reasonable diligence that this hazard existed. If the OSHA inspector locates a violation that could directly impact employees' health or safety, but is unlikely to result in death or serious harm, they'll issue another than serious violation. After receiving an OSHA citation, you need to post a copy of the OSHA notice at or near the place where each violation has taken place so that employees understand the hazard. You'll also get a deadline from OSHA for abating or fixing the hazard, and you may have to pay a fine. It is originally the top 10 OSHA violations, but I shaved it down to the top 5 to save time. I will leave you the link down below in the description to read the top 10 along with some useful information on OSHA violations and what to do as a company to avoid getting them continuously. But keep in mind, in order to change from time to time, but the same 10 standards are cited consistently. For 11 years in a row, the fall protection violation has held the #1 spot on the OSHA violation list. Specifically, we're talking about the construction standard for fall protection, 29 CFR 1926.501. The reason it gets top billing isn't a mystery. Not only it's a danger business in construction, but falls accounts for the largest number of construction serious injuries and fatalities, typically around 30%. In fact, fall protection became such a big deal, 3 other related standards are also on this list as well. When it comes to fall protection, like guardrails, safety nets, or personal fall arrest devices, must be provided to workers operating at a height of 6 feet or more. When it comes to protecting your lungs, respiratory protection is a requirement to protect workers from harmful smoke, fog, dust, gas, and spray, as well as environment with insufficient oxygen. And that's 29 CFR 1910.134. Violation cases issued by OSHA under this standard include failing to meet the requirements for medical evaluation, fit testing, a written respiratory protection program with employee training, and site-specific procedures. (29 CFR 1926.1053) violation of the ladder standard are a common source of falls. Some of the OSHA violations examples in this category include requirements that ladders are only used for their purpose, workers not stand or step on the top level of the ladder, ladders are used on stable or level surface, or get properly secured. (29 CFR 1926.451) Scaffolding is one of the possible safeguards against falls, but violations of the scaffold standards can also cause accidents of their own. Scaffold platforms not having proper means or access, using cross braces are a no-no. A lack of base plates, mud seals, or other features for an adequate firm foundation. Platforms not being fully planked or decked between the front and upright and the guardrail support. Guardrail systems not meeting all the requirements. The Hazard Communication Standard 29 CFR 1910.1200 requires that all employers to provide employees with training and information about hazardous chemicals they are likely to encounter in the workplace, and to make safety data sheets available for each hazardous chemical. OSHA violation examples include inadequate safety data sheets, inadequate training, missing or the lack of written hazard communication programs, and an improper chemical labeling. Many thanks for taking some time to check out my tutorial. All the links will be in the description below. Please subscribe so you don't miss out on any training certification courses you may want to pick up. Comment below "done" and I'll reply back. You can also check me out on Facebook under Markie Williams, and there I also have an online certification page where you can like and follow as well. Please make sure you check out the thumbnails that have certification courses you may have an interest in. Hope to see you on the next tutorial. Many thanks. It's Markie Williams, and I'm out.